Hey, what's up guys? This is Andrei Restrepo and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be sharing my top favorite Instagram accounts that have inspired me from when I started photography till now. Constant inspiration I get from these portrait, landscape, creative photographers. Let's go through them right now. So I've been a photographer for about 4 years now. I started way back right after I left the music industry. I used to play in a band and I picked up a camera as I was exiting the music industry, and since then I've never put it down. I've been a full photographer for about a year now entirely. I started in 2018, walked away from a full-time job when photography seemed like it had a real career path there, and it's been incredible ever since. And so throughout that process, I've looked up to a bunch of different photographers because my style was really different back then. So whenever I first started photography, I was into the really moody, saturated color scene. I'm gonna show some of the photographers I was looking up to then. And then now a more natural tone, but still very vibrant, contrast and punchy, still creative. But I look up to other photographers now too as well, similar with that style. So let's go through those right now. Starting in when I first started photography, this is number 5. Okay guys, so number 5 is Michael Stearic. This is a photographer that used to be based in LA, and his tag is Michael @MichaelSTE. And so I'm gonna link all the accounts down below so you can check them out if you haven't heard of these. So Michael Stearic is a very unique photographer, I think. You know, it's when I first started photography, I didn't know what direction I was gonna take. I didn't really know where I wanted to go. I was just super excited to pick up a camera and start shooting. And so when I came across this account, super punchy, vibrant colors of landscapes and street vibes and everything like that, one thing that really caught my eye were the colors. You know, whenever I look at his grid, his feed, it's been like this ever since he started back 2-3 years ago when I came across his account, and it inspired me. And I'll show you my work from this time period when I first started. It was pretty similar because I was just blown away by his colors and just the wide shots. Oh, loved it. So that's Michael Stearic, awesome photographer, still killing it. Let's go on to number 4. Okay guys, so number 4 is another favorite of mine. He's still one of the photographers that I look up to constantly. His work always blows me away, is Bryan Adams. He's a phenomenal, conceptual, creative photographer. Also love that his style hasn't changed so much and he sticks to what he loves to do, which is a really creative feat. He does a blend of natural, you know, he takes his photos but then puts a creative twist on them that just always blows my mind. Like, look at this, you know. Whenever I saw him make this, he took a photo of the moon and his clouds. He doesn't use stock images or photos he finds on the web. He takes all of his photos and composites them together. But it's a super creative, a little bit of a moody scene into it. It just blows my mind. You know, I love that. One of my favorite things about photography is when you look at an image and it makes you think or feel something. And that's what I get a lot from his images, and he's always been a constant inspiration for me. So Bryan Adams, linked below, phenomenal photographer, daily inspo. Okay guys, moving on to number 3 is one of the most iconic photographers I think in the industry, and everyone knows him, is Wolfe. And it's funny because some people are mixed things about him. I think because Wolfe started his own trend, you know, he came out and has been doing the same thing for his whole photography career, always putting out these really lifestyle images with his color twists and editing on him that they just always, I think they're phenomenal images. You know, he's a very talented photographer, but even more talented editor. And so he's created this look and this scene that so many people try and mimic, and why I think some people look down on this photographer, but I can't see that because, you know, his work speaks for itself and it's incredible. And so he takes a lot of photos of lifestyle influencers, you know, a bunch of portrait photography is what he does with his creative twist, and it's inspired me a lot because it always blows me away. And a lot of the vibes are just, you know, you look at any of these photos and just cool, happy vibes. And I love that he relates them to the season. So if it's fall time, he's taking images like this, but then currently we were in winter, you know, so we'll get more winter vibes in there. And then I can't wait till we get more into summer and get those earthy tones, and oh, it's gonna be good. But yeah, check him out if you haven't yet, Wolfe. Alrighty guys, moving on into number 2 is Louies Class. This is a Brazilian-based photographer that is incredible at portrait photography. Same thing, he stuck to his style where he produces these really moody but super sharp, incredibly emotional images of, you know, different, I guess these are different influencers, models that he works with. but I love the tones across his entire feed. You know, usually it's a bunch of warm, when you look at his feed, it's a bunch of warm tones. And then he does stuff like this that just, you know, I love that stuff. Those silhouettes against skies, oh, those are my favorites. Incredible portrait photographer. And then the amazing thing, I think, is that this dude shoots with a 6D and a Sigma 35mm 1.4 art lens. And that's funny, I used to have that exact setup, and half the time I'd be like, how's he getting these images? Like, it's incredible. But incredible portrait photographer. Every image showcases an emotion or a mood, whether it's like happy vibes or some sort of mood, which I love also. So Louies Class, check him out. Awesome portrait photographer. Okay guys, and that leaves number 1, which is Peter McKinnon. Peter McKinnon is a phenomenal Canadian-based photographer that I've been following for a while, and his work has always inspired me from day one since I found him, and is also an incredible YouTuber. If you're not on his channel, you need to go check it out. There are a lot of good tutorials in there. But Peter McKinnon is an incredible landscape and lifestyle photographer, does incredible work, and one of the things I love about his grid, his photos, is it tells a story every time. Especially as a cohesive theme, I feel like you could look at his grid, scroll down through it, and see his story and how he's grown as a photographer, as an influencer, everywhere he's been, and his photos are always on point. A lot of earthy tones, you know, not overly edited. I think a lot of editing is overdone nowadays. You know, some people just go overboard with it because the limits are endless in editing. But minor tweaks, just little subtle tweaking in his editing is what makes his photos stand out, I believe, and just an incredible feed. He's been all over the world. A lot of daily inspo for me, especially just as far as the vibes he puts out in this photography and the stories. That's one of the biggest things I think, is just his shots tell a story to me, and it's something that I think, you know, that's what photography is all about as well. Aside from capturing beautiful images, it's almost like telling a story in one image. So Peter McKinnon is number 1 for me right now, daily inspo. Okay guys, those are the top favorite accounts that I constantly look up to from photography, from when I first started to what I'm doing now. Those are some incredible photographers, and also check them out if you haven't. They're linked down below, and leave some other photographers that I didn't mention here. I would love to check out some new work. Always looking for awesome photographers that are putting out some great content. So leave a like if you enjoyed, comment down your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you guys to be a part of my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.